What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Lord Zath. Welcome to Zath's Replay Theater, where we take a look at your replays and give you direct feedback so you can improve your game and get good. Live on Twitch, Sundays from 12 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is UTC -5. Now, today I have something very special to share with all of you. As a North American community contributor, Wargaming is trusting myself and a select few others to give you the first glimpses of a new ship on the horizon. This video was sent to me directly from Wargaming, and more details about the ship will be released on the official World of Warships EU stream on Thursday. Let's take a look. And here she is. Now, I love World War II warships, don't get me wrong, but when I first opened this video up and took a look at it, I thought to myself, this can't be from World War II. It just doesn't feel right. It has this more post-World War II feel to it. The turrets, when I looked at the turrets, they felt very much like Pan-European Navy, and then I saw the flag up on the top, and I said, hey, we might be looking at a new ship line. We might be looking at a new premium ship. This definitely looks like a cruiser. It looks like it's got pretty decent anti-air, and it looks like its main armament is probably 152 millimeter guns. And also, I note the lack of torpedoes. So that's interesting. But it has this very pan-European vibe to it. Now, as I was looking at the video, there were a couple other things that caught my eye. So I'm going to pause it for a second. One thing that caught my eye is that kind of roundish area just below the number 3 turret. That seemed kind of interesting because a lot of times we see a more angular look. Also, if I back the video up just a little bit, the nameplate of the ship is right there, but it's a little bit hard to read, and I squinted for a while, and then I go, oh yeah, duh. At the front of the ship is a number, C802. So I thought to myself, let's just take a look for C802 and see if we can figure out what the heck that is. And, well, guess what? I found it. So let me pull that up for you. And this is what I ended up coming across. So this is Wikipedia, of course, but nonetheless, this is the Dezeven Provincian class cruiser. These apparently were designed in the 1930s to basically replace the Java class cruisers. Of course, World War II happened and things had to be put on hold. But it's interesting that she was originally set to have 2 triple and 2 twin Bofors 152 millimeter 53 caliber guns. Now, that's been changed as it was modified today. Now, I don't know that it shows it on here, but I've got another page where we can look at the more modern day armament. Here's the thing that really confused the heck out of me, though. And this is the first time in a while that I've sat down and done a lot of research looking at this kind of stuff. And to be quite honest, it was pretty fun. C802 is the Dezeven Provincian, which was called the De Ruyter before, but the De Ruyter C801 was called the Dezeven Provincian. It's like, make up your mind. I don't understand how that exactly went down. And then one became the Aguirre, and then the other one became the Almirante Grau. Now, scrolling down farther, we see the hull number C802 is Dezeven Provincian, but it's also got some other names to it. It was commissioned on the 17th of December of 1953. Decommissioned 16th of October of 1975. It was sold to Peru in August of 76. Then it was decommissioned in March of 99 and scrapped in the year 2000. Now, what's interesting to me is that there's also the De Ruyter, which is the ex-Dezeven Provincian, hull number C801, and hull number C801 was actually sold to Peru as well, but right here, it's going to be preserved as a museum ship. Now, that had me really thinking about this, because I don't think that much about South American ships, right? In the game, we've got a couple of South American ships. We've got the Drua that was just added. We've got the Abreu that was just added, the Brazilian ship. And then prior to that was that the Tier 7 ship, which is escaping my mind right now, and you're all going to be like, ah, come on, Zath. Um, but you get the idea. There aren't that many ships in World of Warships from South America, so that was very interesting to me as well. I wanted to learn more about this BAP Almirante Grau, so I went ahead and took a look at it, and as completed, she carries 4x2 Bofors 152 millimeter guns, 53 caliber. And I was very curious to learn more about what these guns can do. So I went ahead and pulled up the guns, and here we go. Now what's interesting is the rate of fire. Her rate of fire is 12 to 15 shots per minute. 12 to 15 shots per minute. Now, in game terms, that's a reload of about 4 seconds, up to 5. So I was very curious how that stacks up to other ships historically. So I went ahead and took a look at the 6-inch 47 caliber gun. This is the gun that's used on the Cleveland. And you'll note it's 12 rounds per minute. So this ship reloads faster than the Cleveland, which is often the hallmark of spammy spam. I was curious to know more about the ship's performance in World of Warships. Of course, I pulled up the wiki. And if I take a look at the wiki here, the reload time is 6.5 seconds on the Cleveland. Now, assuming this ship comes out the way that it looks, a 5 or even 4 second reload is quite sexy. Now, let's take a look at the Worcester, which is, of course, everybody's very, very favorite HE spamming light cruiser. Aside from, I guess the Colbert could fit as well. And, well, you can see right there, 4.6 seconds. So, if this ship's reload is 4 seconds, then it'll reload quicker than the Worcester. Mind you, the Worcester's got 2 additional turrets, so 4 additional barrels. But still, that's very interesting. It makes me wonder where Wargaming wants to put this ship. If I had to guess, it might be Tier 8. But I don't know. We don't know all the statistics. All I know, and we know right now, is that Wargaming has shared this ship with us. Or at least with me, and now I'm sharing it with all of you guys. And that's really exciting. So I'm very curious to see what the result is going to be when they do their stream, when EU does their stream on Thursday. Should be tomorrow. Now, I'm a bit of a dork, so of course I had to find the ship, and there she is. This is outside of Lima, Peru. And, I mean, if you can see that, there's that characteristic rounded rear right by the number 3 turret. One thing that's interesting about the ship that's not in the ship model that I was showing you guys a second, we'll take a look at it again in a moment, is these boxes. Now, from visiting the Iowa-class battleships, it makes me think that these are guided missiles, which I saw in the Wikipedia article she was outfitted with in the 1980s. So that's kind of interesting. If we back up just a little bit, we can see some of the other ships around the area. This almost looks like a submarine that looks like it's being scrapped, but it's hard to tell. There's a couple of other ships in various stages of decay, like this one here. And then, of course, we've got a sailing ship, a tall ship. That looks pretty neat. But if I zoom back out, you can kind of get an idea of where she is right now in relation to the airports and everything else. My guess is that's her, but the question is that going to be her final resting place, or is she there for installation of exhibit pieces, cleanup, all that kind of stuff before being moved to a permanent location? That we're going to have to find out. I tried to do some digging on that, and I unfortunately wasn't able to find anything. much other than just the simple announcement that she's going to be a museum ship. Now, COVID has occurred, and I think that that's slowed down some of the plans that the Peruvian Navy had for conversion. So let's hope that we see something soon.tm regarding the ship. So let's take a look at the ship one more time. I'll put it back up again. Once again, work in progress. And let's just take a moment to enjoy the ship that we see here. So we've got those 152mm guns. And then what else does she have here? Her top speed, according to Wikipedia, was 32 knots. So a speed flag, that's what, about 35? 33. 33.6 with Sierra Mike. That's assuming Wargaming puts her in that way. What else do we see here? She had... she had 8 anti-ship missiles. And that might have been, like I said, the boxes we saw. She also had some Dardo guns, but I don't see those on here. Those guns look like they are or just after World War II, pre-conversion. So what's interesting is that might mean that what we are looking at here is that ship, the Zath, and Wargaming might very well release a updated ship for, the Pan American tree. Now that's really kind of interesting. I think Wargaming has picked a really interesting ship to put out here because, one, you get the national pride behind it with the Dutch, and then you get the potential for national pride as well from Peruvians. I think that's really cool. So we'll have to see what they end up doing with this. I'm very excited to check it out, and I'm definitely going to be tuning in on the stream tomorrow to see what's up with that. Oh, Nueve de Julio, of course. That's the ship I was trying to think of earlier, as the first ship that joined the Pan American line. So yeah, very interesting ship, huh? Like I said, I'm really excited to see it. Thank you, Wargaming, for trusting me with putting out this information, and seriously, thank you, Wargaming, for getting me excited again in a way that I haven't felt excited about before, where I'm digging into information and researching ships and stuff. This is stuff that I did way back when I had applied for the Wiki team, when I had to write an article about the Cleveland class light cruisers, and I mean, it's a lot of fun. So other armament that she had here, 152 by 8, she had 8 57mm anti-air guns. She has 8 40mm anti-air guns. Armor scheme-wise, according to Wikipedia, belt armor between 50 and 76 millimeters. Turret armor between 50 and 125 millimeter. And conning tower as well, 50 to 125 millimeters. So she's definitely a light cruiser, especially in terms of protection. So yeah, pretty interesting. Looking forward to seeing what Wargaming puts out there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, guys, I want to thank you for listening in. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Post it in the comments. Let me know. What tier do you think she would belong to? Is she a premium ship? Do you think that she's a part of an entire line of ships? What do you think she'll have for reload in the game? That might be kind of interesting to play around with and just kind of predict and see if you guys are right. Don't forget to tune into tomorrow's EU stream, and we'll find out together. And you better believe we're going to be talking about her on this Sunday stream during our normal Zath chat. So please feel free to join in as well and on the discussion. I stream at twitch.tv/Lord_Zath, LORD_ZATH. Thank you all for listening and watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you out there on the high seas.